to my channel and another video for you, and it is going to be slimming related, as you will have already seen by the title down there, so thanks for tuning in. Today's video, as you can see, is going to be about the Extra Easy SP plan with Slimming World. It's a very long awaited video actually, had many requests to talk about it. I am not a Slimming World consultant. People do this plan in various different ways. The information that I will be giving you today is literally just what I've gleaned from the books and from the Slimming World website. So it's not going to be from any rumours that I've heard or any third-party websites or anything like that, because I think obviously information gleaned from other sources other than Slimming World can be quite open to interpretation and can be quite dangerous to your weight loss. It's a quick 1 week boost to your weight loss if you really find that you've hit a plateau and it's not budging, and for an absolute maximum of 2 weeks. So if you joined back in January, that is when the SP plan launched, you will have got a brand new pack for free if you were already at group, so you could have thrown away your old pack and you were given a new pack. It came with the new Everyday Extra Easy book, which nothing much has changed with that, but now in with your main food optimising book, you do have a section starting on page 58 and 59, and it does give you a brief rundown of Extra Easy SP. So it's all there in your books if you've joined. However, if you're trying to follow it from home, I'll do my absolute best to help you out. So we're assuming that you know what Extra Easy is, and SP is very similar to that, but we're just slightly increasing that speed food and we're omitting certain foods. It's the lowest energy dense foods which have the S symbol next to them, and the P foods to power up weight loss even more and to keep you satisfied. What I wanted to do first, I've got my notes here, as I say, I always have my trusty notes with me in my notebook. So it was just about busting a couple of myths first I've got wrote down here. So there's a couple of myths out there regarding yoghurt and carbs, so I want to straight off the bat address those straight away for you. A lot of things I've seen on Instagram and on forums up and down on the internet, people say, oh yes, SP, that's the one where you cut out carbs, isn't it? Right, let's bust that myth straight away. SP is not, you are not omitting carbs from your diet at all. There are lots of things with carbohydrate content in them. Your Healthy Extra B will have carbohydrate in it. A lot of the pulses, beans and lentils that you include in Extra Easy SP have carbohydrates in them. And vegetables, although the vegetables that you have within SP are very low in carbs, you still have carbs. So it's not like an Atkins style thing at all. You are having carbohydrates in your diet. So yeah, just to bust that first myth. And then the second one before we go on and talk about SP is the myths about yoghurt. Now, to be truly 100% accurately following the SP plan, you mustn't have yoghurt. Don't forget, with the SP plan, you are going to be allowed 2 of your Healthy Extra Bs, which is your fibre choices. Now, by having that yoghurt, you've essentially pulled yourself off SP and onto Extra Easy. And as we know, Extra Easy, you're only meant to have 1 Healthy Extra B. So if you've been doing SP, you've been sneaking a yoghurt in there, and you've been having the 2 Healthy Extra Bs, just bear that in mind. You may still be having fantastic weight losses, but you probably would have an even better weight loss had you not had the yoghurt. So that's the couple of myths I'd like to bust, because I do see that coming up, especially on Instagram, quite a lot. Okay, you're going to see lots of links popping up on the screen, which is why I've kind of sat to the side so I can pop things in here for you to see. So it's going to be quite visual, this video. So, Extra Easy SP, let's jump into it. Basically, SP stands for speed and protein. So the reason that this eating plan works so well is that the S symbol stands for speed foods. Now, everything on that list of S symbols is very low in calorie content. So it includes things like fruits and vegetables, but there are certain fruits and vegetables that are slightly higher in calories. Obviously all fruit and veg is fantastic for you, but certain fruit and vegetables are a little bit higher in calories. So there will be a full list. I'm going to add a link to take you through to my Pinterest board for Slimming World, and there's going to be an absolute full comprehensive list of things that have the S symbol and things that have the P symbol. So S symbol, fruits and vegetables. So the P symbol stands for protein, and the reason they like you to pack your diet with protein is because, if you don't know already, protein-based foods keep you fuller for longer. Those very high in protein will just keep your body ticking over. You won't get the hunger pangs, you won't get the cravings, and it works brilliantly at keeping you satisfied. So that is the basis of the SP. So working on the same principles, if we think of your plate, very simply you need to just chop that plate in half. So half of your plate needs to be full of anything in your Slimming World book, or as I say, list over on Pinterest if you don't have your books. Anything with the S symbol, plonk that on half of your plate. Anything with the P symbol, so your protein packed foods, that needs to be on the other half of your plate. Same principles apply, especially with your meats, your fishes and everything that begins with a P for the P symbol. It must be cooked in fry light or boiled, or you're not cooking it in deep fat oil, basically is what I'm saying. So we're sticking to all the same principles, we're just sort of changing the way we put our food on that plate. So what do I snack on in between meals? So you're having your 3 meals a day. SP, you must only snack on S foods. So as you can see, I've got pears in my fruit bowl, absolutely fine. Apples, absolutely fine. Usually have satsumas, but they're always the first thing to go in this house. So yeah, so in between meals, if you're having a little bit of a craving, sweetness especially, or your tummy's rumbling a little bit before your lunch is due, snack on those S foods, get it all chopped up, take it to work with you in a Tupperware tub. A lot of people, like myself, have found great success in doing SP by doing it for so many days a week. So if you struggle like me, when my husband works mainly nights and it's mainly over the weekend, and I find those nights very, very tricky. And on most occasions, I do use a couple of nights worth of sins on a Friday instead of just the one day's sins. So have I had a little hiccup over the weekend, as I'm sure a lot of you do out there? I then, on my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which is before I get weighed on a Thursday morning, I have 3 of those days as SP days, just to pull things back from the brink of the damage that I may have done over the weekend. And it's worked beautifully for me, and as I say, I do follow a lot of other people on Instagram and read the forums as well, and it's worked beautifully doing that for a lot of people. So a couple of days in your week thrown in of SP will give you a lovely boost, as well as just trying to do it all in one block week. So I would recommend that. Can I still have other free foods on SP days? Absolutely. So if you're hankering after a banana, which normally, as you'll see on that list if you go over to Pinterest, you wouldn't be able to have a banana because it is a more calorie-packed food than your other fruits. So if you are hankering after a banana, a jacket spud, which again is not strictly SP, you can go right ahead. But to truly be on the SP plan, half your plate must be speed food and half your plate must be protein food. So there is leeway there, but as long as you understand that if you do accidentally have a banana, if you do accidentally have a potato, if you do accidentally have a yoghurt, you are really taking yourself back over to that the original extra easy way of eating, in which case, are you still think in your head, are you still having that extra healthy extra B? Which a lot of us, I know, it would be a couple of cereal bars. So that will affect your weight loss, so just bear that in mind. I'm trying to today just talk about strictly SP. So there is a special food diary you can get in group if you do go to group, just for SP. That will keep you on track. You can pick up, as always in group, your sins tracker as well. Sins are exactly the same. You would still be allowed between 5 and 15 sins. They tend to gauge that on how much you've got to lose, so the bigger you are, the higher you can go up on your sins. I did try taking my sins down, if I'm honest, to 10. Didn't work for me. I'm still a 15 sin girl. Perhaps I should have lowered them now. I've lost a little bit of weight, but you know, I'm maintaining and losing on that, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy to just plod along and not feel like I'm making, you know, too much of a drastic change to my life and depriving myself. So let me just pop back to my notes and make sure that we've covered everything in this video. As I say, I'm going to be linking my Pinterest so you can see SP info and lots of different charts to do with SP. I'm also going to be linking, which I'll do that now, some SP food diaries that I've done. If you want to go out and shop and do one full week's SP food diary, copy exactly what I've done and see what result you get, you can. I'll pop that here now. Some SP meal plans, which again all comes into the same heading. Making swaps, let's talk about making some swaps then. So you've done Extra Easy, you've really got your head around that, you know, especially if you've been following me from my restart week 1. We've been doing it 10 weeks now, haven't we, if you've restarted with me. So you've completely got your mind around Extra Easy, that's fantastic, but you want to do SP for a week. So let's tell you how to make some swaps to make popular, well-known meals into SP meals. So instead of your cottage pie topped with mash, you would simply swap that for carrot and swede mashed together. Some people, which I haven't tried yet but I hear it's lovely, swap it for celeriac mash. So there's one for you to try. And as you know, I love giving out my money saving tips in these videos. So what I do is I will buy, and this will make a very big cottage pie, my 1 pack of mince still. But even when I'm bulk cooking, what I will do is add around the same amount again, but in red lentils, because as you know, SP lentils are classed as a protein food. So I would have my mince, which is my protein, packed the rest of it out with my lentils, which is also P for protein, and then you get a really good chunky layer of carrot and mash or celeriac along the top, and that is your S. So it's not, you're not even having to think about that. Half S and half P is in that dish, out of the oven, onto your plate. If you want to serve it with more vegetables, you know, broccoli, carrots, whatever, I tend to buy a frozen veg mix, pop that on the side as well. The more speed you can have on your plate, the better, really. Another swap that we could do, your Slimming World chips. I know everyone's a big fan of the Slimming World chips. Simply swap those for carrot chips. I cut up carrots chunkily, pop them in my Actifry, and they do just as well. I can have, you know, my full English breakfast style tea as I do with those instead of the chips. Butternut squash, chop that up, throw it in your Actifry, or fry light it with garlic and chilli fry light, which is lovely by the way. Bung it in the oven, leave the skin on, don't take the skin off your butternut squash because it goes chewy and crispy and lovely. So that's another alternative to the chips, the Slimming World chips. Now then, curries. You have your curry, which we're going to be doing tonight. We're having a chicken curry. I have chicken, which is my P. I pack it out with mushrooms and onions, which is my S. I sin my little bit of curry sauce, but we usually have it with rice on Extra Easy. So what do I have it with when I'm on an SP day? Well, I love green beans, so I fill half my plate with green beans. You know, I've tried it with cauliflower and broccoli and things before as a vegetable on the side. It doesn't quite, I don't think, go with curry. It may, you know, you may find you love that, but for me, green beans go perfectly with my half a plate of curry. You wouldn't actually even have to do the green beans if you didn't want to, because obviously I've put so many mushrooms and onions in with that chicken. Again, it is in a meal itself half S, half P. So you can do that. You could try the cauliflower rice if you want the look of rice on the outside of your plate. You could grate a cauliflower into your wok with some fry light and just fry that up. And so you've got the look of a nice plate of curry and rice. Omelettes, I wanted to mention as well. Absolute saviour for me on SP or omelettes. You know, the egg is the P for the protein. Just fill it packed full of vegetables, you know, a bit of onion, a bit of pepper, whatever you've got lurking around vegetable wise that's got the S symbol on it in your fridge. Get it chopped up, throw it in with 3 eggs, whisk it all up, put a tablespoon of water in your jug there, whisk it all up, and what will happen is when you make your omelette, that little bit of water that's in there will evaporate and turn into steam and give you a fantastic fluffy omelette. So that was another one. You can also, if you're used to having wraps at lunchtime, you could make an omelette wrap instead. So just your 3 eggs again, a little bit of water, make yourself an omelette. You can allow that, you can make those in bulk actually and cling film them in the fridge every morning when you're making your pack up. Put your normal fillings in there that you would in your healthy extra wrap, but you're just saving yourself a healthy extra B there as well. Fill it full of bacon and mushrooms if you want, make it into a breakfast wrap. There's so much scope with SP, you know, there really is. So SP soup, it's fabulous, it's filling, pack it full of veg, pack it full of lentils, stick yourself some kidney beans, some butter beans, some cannellini beans, baked beans. You know, you can open tins and make such a quick soup for that as well. And I think that is it really. I am going to be making a separate video on my favourite top 5 SP meals, which will be coming up soon. I've wrote those down, but I'm not going to give them away. And I hope that has been helpful to some of you. I hope the visual aids have helped, but it really is just as simple as trying to memorise all those S foods, all those P foods, and it is just half and half. You're getting the luxury of having a healthy extra B on top of your normal one that you have with your extra easy, so you're still getting your healthy extra A allowance to get that dairy, you know, the calcium intake, so that's your cheeses and your milks, but you're also getting an additional healthy extra B. I know a lot of my Slimming World girlies that I go to group with, and a lot of people I follow on Instagram, we like the extra cereal bars because you can quite simply sit with a cup of tea on a night with a couple of cereal bars, and you feel almost like that's a treat. And you may find actually by doing that you may not need as many sins, which may help with your weight loss as well. So I hope I've covered everything. I've got my notes there, I've busted the myths, I've described as best I can from Slimming World's perspective what SP is, what it should be, how it can work for you, how easy it is to incorporate it into your life, and how easy it is to make those changes. So I think that is about all I've got to say, other than if you do go to Slimming World and you have got these books, this is full of little SP tips on meals. So that would be my first form of reference, other than the links that I've left you there. Read through here, anything you think you like the look of, write yourself a little list and take that with you when you go shopping next. And I'm sure you will find, with the tips through the books and what I've told you today and the links provided, that you will find SP just as easy as I do. And I really, really hope that it works for you, that it helps you have a little boost with your weight loss. And yeah, let me know below what your favourite SP meal is if you're already doing SP. Let me know if you think you're going to give it a try. As I say, just remember it is a short-term thing just to aid weight loss, give your weight loss a little boost. And I will leave it at that for this week, folks. So I will see you in my next video, which hopefully coming up will be, as I say, my top 5 SP meals. Alright then, I'll see you again soon. Bye!